Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be a general reading for all of the astrological signs for the month of April 2018. I'll be doing a 10-card Celtic cross spread for the reading, and we'll pull 3 oracle cards, right, to just give some added messages and guidance to go along with the spread, the tarot spread. For the main spread, I will be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. If I need to pull clarifiers, I'll use the pocket edition of the Klimt Tarot. And then the 3 oracle card decks, I have the Ask Your Guides deck by Sonia Choquette, the Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn, and Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. Okay. Just a quick reminder, I will be putting out on the 31st of this month, we have our second full moon of the month, which is the blue moon, right? So I'll be putting out a special full moon spread for that, as well as the second tarot reading giveaway for the month of March. So be looking out for those 2 special videos. They'll be coming out within the next couple of days, okay? And again, just remember that these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. If you would like to have a more personalized reading focusing on you, what's going on specifically in your life right now, you'd need to get a private reading from me. If you're interested, you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing as well as the types of videos that I offer. Or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. I would also encourage you to watch not just your sun sign reading, but also your moon and your rising sign videos. Okay, that way you can, if one of the videos, maybe the messages won't resonate as well this month, the others might, or by using all 3 together, you'll have a more complete, overview of what will be coming up for you during the month. So I think that's it for now as far as messages go, right? So I will see each of the signs. I'll see you all in 1 second for your reading. Bye for now. Hi Capricorn, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your April 2018 reading. Let me first apologize. I am late getting these monthly readings out. The beginning of this month has just been very hectic. So I apologize for that, but hopefully by the end of the weekend I will be caught up on everything and the mid-monthlies will be coming out on time, so be looking out for those. Another notice, in the introduction, I'll be using different oracle card decks that I'm actually using. Once I started, doing the readings this month, these just seemed to, I was led to use these 2 because the messages seem to be tying in better with the overall spread. So that's why you see different boxes here than what I showed in the introduction. Okay, so let's take a look at your reading. I'll show you the cards, and then we'll go through the meanings and the messages. So sitting at the center of your reading, you have Major Arcana number 14, Temperance, crossed by the 6 of Cups. The foundation of your reading, the 8 of Pentacles. In the recent past, the Unknown card. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, this is an additional card that they put in with the Major Arcanas. It comes after the last Major Arcana, the World card. It doesn't have a number, and it's just called the Unknown. And I'll give you more about the meaning of the card once we go through the spread. And I also pulled clarifiers on it. Crowning your reading, you have the 10 of Cups. In the future position, you have the Queen of Cups. You in the reading appear as the 6 of Swords. Surrounding you and your environment, you have the Knight of Wands. Your hopes and fears, 3 of Cups. And the outbound energy for the month, the 8 of Swords. And I also pulled a clarifier on that card. And the card that was at the bottom of the deck, I'm sorry, I don't know if I said overall energy. Sorry if I did. This is The Eight of Swords is the outbound energy for the month. So as you head out of April into May, is the Eight of Swords. And the overall energy, the card that was at the bottom of the deck, is the Ace of Wands. This is your overall energy for the month of April. And then I do have 2 oracle cards that I'll get to those once we go through the main reading. All right, so let's start off with the cards that are at the center of your reading. So you have the Temperance card, which is Major Arcana, crossed by the Six of Cups. So Temperance speaks of the need for balance, right? It can also speak of divine timing. Sometimes there's, it could be a delay if you're waiting on something, so you need to, be patient because things are happening in divine timing, and we know that, things do not always happen in the timing that, maybe we would like for them to happen, but there is a reason for this. There's divine intervention at play. There's divine timing for these things. And also the Temperance card speaks of the need to maintain balance. And this can be many different things. This could be, you finding balance in your life, balancing different areas of your life. So, if you have been focusing too heavily on, for example, your work, and you've been just, working many long hours and, neglecting other things such as your health, neglecting your family, then there's a need to bring, sort of rein that back in and bring things more into balance. On the card, let me show you her again. You see how she has the 2 cups, right? And she is able to create this perfect balance. She's pouring the water into the cup with fire, and instead of, pouring it too quickly and dousing the fire, she's able to pour it at just the right speed, just the right amount, just the right balance there to create a beautiful rainbow. So she's able to find or have this balance, and through the balance, she's able to manifest something that's, quite special, quite exciting, quite, and it's also this divine aspect to do with the Temperance card, right? Divine timing, manifestation. And it's crossed by the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is, or the Suit of Cups, and you actually have, let me see here, you have one, all right, there's only one Major Arcana card in the spread. No, 2, sorry, counting the unknown card. So 2 Major Arcanas, 1, 2, 3, 4 Cups card, 1 Pentacles, 1 Wands, and 2 Wands and 2 Swords. So more heavily weighted towards the Suit of Cups, which deals with emotions, feelings, relationships, okay? And, more sort of within your control, or you having control or more control over, the things going on during the month of April. So the Six of Cups, yes, it has to do with relationships and feelings, but we usually think of it as being a card of nostalgia. You see how the woman here, she's looking back, right? She's looking back at herself as a child. So she's, for some of you, this could be you reflecting on something to do with your past, this nostalgia having to do with your childhood memories. Could be, it could just be remembering, your childhood home where you used to live. For others, this could have to do with, actually during this time going back to your home, or reconnecting with people from your past. We are obviously in Mercury retrograde right now. It will be ending on the 15th of this month. Mercury has been retrograde since around the middle, around the 23rd of March. So, this could have to, and we know during Mercury retrograde, sometimes people from our past, so past lovers, people from our past, people you haven't seen in a while, they have a tendency to just pop up more often or more frequently during Mercury retrograde. So for some of you, that could be reconnecting, with people from your past, possibly an old flame here. For others, it could have to do with children. It could be, something to do with your children. could be with, again, a relationship from your past. But there's a need for taking or having balance, or taking a more balanced approach with regards to, the Six of Cups. So something, if it is a relationship or a person from the past, needing to, to have more, or look at it from a more, balanced vantage point here. Or, but also you see that the woman, even though you see how her dress is kind of dragging in the water, and she's looking back, looking back at her youth, and sort of very nostalgic, very happy, think, oh, that was, it was a great time in my life. Or, if this is you looking back to a relationship or a time from your past, yes, that's great. But she knows that, you see where her other foot is? Her other foot is already on that new path. So she knows that, she's not going back. She needs to keep moving forward into the unknown. Now, at the base, at the foundation of your reading, the Eight of Pentacles, this is a card that has to do with you working very hard, being very diligent, really, mastering whatever your craft is. It's sometimes referred to as the Apprentice card, because it's from the suit of Pentacles, dealing with our careers, right? Our jobs, the money that we earn, has to do with financial prosperity, the things that we can touch and feel here in the material realm. It's our home, family, education, knowledge. And with with the Eight of Pentacles, she is working very hard. She's just, she's trying to really learn all that she can that has to do with the job that she does. So for some of you, this could be, you going back to college, doing some on-the-job training, taking some additional courses, getting an additional certification in something. It's just, basically becoming, or trying to become an expert in your particular field. Working very hard at that. So, some of you have been really focused on your career, or focused on making money, and just working very hard, being very diligent, very determined, and really focusing all your energies on that, In the past, with this Unknown card, the Unknown card, as the name of the card suggests, it has to do with, things that have yet to be revealed, right? And you see how on the card, she's staring into the crystal ball, right? But the crystal ball is clouded, right? It's not providing her with any information. Usually when we have the crystal ball appearing on the cards, for example, in the suit of wands in this deck, usually there's a crystal ball that's there. If I show you, for example, here on the Ace of Wands card, you see there's a crystal ball, and it's very, it's very clear. It provides clarity. It gives that person, the insight that he or she needs to make a decision or to move forward. With this card, this particular card, the Unknown card, everything is very clouded, so, and it does sit in the past position. And we also have, you see, there's a moon also in the past, so this card always makes me think of the Moon card, because it's the, the hidden things, the things that we can't yet see, the things that maybe we're not yet meant to see, right? Things that are not yet meant to be revealed. It could be something, since it does sit in the past position, and we also have this, reference to the past with the Six of Cups. For some of you, there could be something from your past that maybe, even though it happened in the past, you still don't fully understand it. It's still unclear why that particular thing happened, why that maybe the person treated you in that way, or why that relationship, why things went the way that they did. So it's, it usually indicates that there's something you still need to understand, something that needs to be revealed, something you need to uncover, possibly through your own intuition, in order to, gain or clarify the bigger picture. And the clarifiers that I pulled on the Unknown card, they're all major arcanas. We have Major Arcana 13, Death. Major Arcana number 1, Magician. And Major Arcana 19, the Sun. So three extremely powerful cards. So whatever this, this unknown in the past, there was a definite ending in the past. Maybe the ending, maybe there was something about it that was very unclear. Maybe it ended if it was a relationship, things ended very abruptly, and you never kind of got that clarity as to why the other person ended the relationship. Or, even if the relationship ended because of another person, maybe you never fully understood the whole situation. If this has to do with a job, maybe there was something, unclear at that job, or maybe you were fired in a very abrupt way and you never fully understood. There's something to do with, something you weren't clear on, but there was an ending to that. And then, you have the Magician sitting at the center of the reading, and he's extremely powerful. The Magician is able to, he has all of the tools. You see, he has the pentacles, he has the cups, swords, wands. He has all of the tools to manifest what he wants here in the material realm. And he does so as well by, partnering with the universe, by harnessing the energies of the universe, by, manifesting, by partnering up with the universe, and then manifesting here in the material realm. And there's the beautiful Sun card, which is the most, I would say, most positive card in the entire deck, because it speaks of, when the Sun, if there was anything that was not clear, the Sun comes in to provide clarity. It illuminates, right? It comes in to shine its light on a situation. So it does provide the clarity that we need. It provides us with the enlightenment that we need. So even though that it sits in the past position, right? There's something that it was very unclear. You sort of manifested, you took things into, you took control of the situation, and then clarity was, you were able to gain the clarity that you needed here. Now, with the Ten of Cups sitting as the crowning energy, this is it's the happily ever after card. So this is what's, crowning your reading, what's on the message from your higher self, right, in your thoughts. It's a beautiful card. It's a card of, so the ultimate happiness card, the ultimate, happy home and family card. It's a card of harmony. It's a card of great, great emotional bliss. It's a card that, of fulfillment. The tens in the tarot are endings, right? But with this 10 of cups, it's really more of like a culmination, that relationship that began with the Two of Cups, the soulmate card, it's now blossomed, it's grown, there's been a progression to this 10 of Cups. So it's definitely the happily ever after card, harmony, beautiful, a loving, beautiful relationship with another person, possibly with a child. And we have the reference to children again here. So that's what's on your mind. And then in the future position, we have this Queen of Cups. Now, when court cards appear in the reading, and we have the Queen of Cups, and then over here, the Knight of Wands, they can represent people who are playing a significant role during this time. If so, then this could be an older water sign female. But again, in the general readings, they don't necessarily, they're not gender specific. It could be male or female, but usually an older water sign individual. So Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And this person is very, very compassionate, very loving, very intuitive as well. So, could be somebody, maybe this is the person, that you're focused on, that this could be your partner. If not, this is you taking on the energy of the Queen of Cups, and just feeling, very, or dealing with this situation, this relationship in a very loving manner, right? Because the Queen of Cups is all about taking care of, the people that she loves. She's very warm. She's very compassionate. So this, again, could be you dealing with things that way, or this could be, could be a mother figure. This could be your partner. But you appear as walking away from something, okay? The Six of Swords it's a transition card, right? It's this transition energy. We have two swords cards sitting at, either ends here. So this is more towards the end of April. But you appearing as this Six of Swords. Swords deals with our thoughts. It's our intellect. It's, the suit of the mind. It's how we communicate with other people as well. It's cerebral energy. And the Six of Swords usually indicates, leaving behind sort of troubled waters and sailing into calmer waters. So if there was a situation that was a little difficult, for you in the past, this is you turning your back, leaving that behind, and heading into calmer waters with the Six of Swords. So it's a card of transitioning. And yes, there's some sort of sadness at leaving something behind. There is also this sort of this happiness, this anticipation about what lies ahead. And you are, focusing on this light in the middle of the clouds as opposed to the darkness and, the dark birds that's circling around. You're focused on, on where you're heading. You're not focused on where you've been, right? And you see with the Six of Cups, with the nostalgia, she's looking backwards here, right? At the center of the reading. Here, you're not looking back. You're heading, you're dropping the swords, right? You are moving away and you're leaving the choppy waters behind. Now, in the surrounding, or with the surrounding card of the Knight of Wands, again, could be a person, but I tend to usually view the knights more as, as events, situations, right? Just energy surrounding you. Obviously, for some of you, could be a person. If so, it's more, it's a middle-aged fire sign individual, male or female, but Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But I feel that it's more, just energy around you, right? The situation. And it's fast-paced energy, right? The Knight of Wands is the, out of all of the knights, he is the fastest moving, because fire energy is very quick. It burns out very quick. It ignites very quickly, but it also burns out very quickly. So it's, it's something fast-paced coming in. And even though the knights do bring messages, or they can bring messages, more than anything, they come in to act on something. So, if this has to do with you leaving whatever this is in the past, this is a very sort of quick energy here with this Knight of Wands. So, it could be you either deciding to turn your back and, leave something in the past, whether this is a relationship, however this Six of Swords plays out for you. It happens quite quickly. So he comes in quite quickly, he's very passionate. He comes in to really act on the situation and move you forward. In your hopes and fears, as the Three of Cups. So you're hoping for celebration. You're hoping for things to, to improve, to have the celebration. Usually the card, it can be just merely getting together with others, because there is this, this meaning of community, or of being with your friends, being, with people around you, celebrating in some way with those people. It can be as simple as, meeting up with them, going out, having a drink, but it can also be a more significant celebration of, something quite special, such as, the news of a pregnancy, news of a birth, can be a news of an engagement, or even like a wedding party. So, but it's it's a card of celebration, right? And that's, that's what you have your sights on here, what you're hoping for. But as you leave the month, you have this, again, this sort of restrictive energy here with this Eight of Swords. But it's your thoughts. It's just in your mind. You can alter this Eight of Swords. You see how it looks as though she's entrapped, right? She has the swords around her. The birds, they have her all tied up. She's blindfolded. She can't see. But, realistically, that's her allowing herself to be put in that situation. She could break free, just break free of what's holding her prisoner there. She could make her way through the sword. She's, there's enough room that she could make her way through and get out of that situation, So it's a very fear-based energy, this very restrictive, energy and fear-based thinking. And so I pulled clarifiers on this card. And you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is, you. You have the Temperance card again, so a repeated card. We have the Temperance card at the center of the reading, so Temperance appearing again here. And then the Knight of Cups. So, I feel that with this Queen of Pentacles showing up in the past position, the message that I'm getting from the 3 clarifiers on this 8 of Swords is, again, this need for balance, and maybe there was something out of balance in your life. Maybe something has been out of balance, focusing too much on your work. We did have the 8 of Pentacles, which is, working very hard. You appear as the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be something to do with, not having balance in your life, or maybe things being out of balance, because the Temperance card is about, tempering extremes. Any type of extremes could be in the form of behavior, feelings, beliefs, and tempering those things in order to create a more balanced, a more balanced life, more harmony in your life. And then there's this Knight of Cups, this new offering of love coming in. So, this new, whatever this chalice is, something that's going to bring emotional happiness to you coming in. So, there could have been some restrictive thinking, feeling as though you're trapped. Maybe this was in a particular job. Maybe this was just, in a more of a relationship setting. Maybe, things were out of balance. Maybe your emotions were out of balance, and there was a need to sort of to gain control over your emotions, right? But this is, again, it's fear-based thinking. So releasing this fear-based thinking in order to, allow for a more balanced way of thinking, a more balanced or more harmony in your life. Because and what you have is the overall energy here with this Ace of Wands. This is a beautiful new beginning. This is a new, it's a divine, sort of the divine hand extending out of the universe, offering you this new opportunity. Aces are yes cards. Aces are their new opportunities. With this being the Ace of Wands, this could be a new job offer. This could be a new relationship. It's a new beginning. And you see here, whatever clarity we didn't have with the Unknown card, we do have it here with this Ace of Wands. So, new things coming in. That's the overall energy. But in order to allow for these new things to come in, for some of you, the message coming through is that there needs to be balance. You need to, temper certain aspects of your life. You need to release this negative thinking, and you need to leave the past where it belongs, in the past. Sometimes we tend to look back on relationships with these rose-colored glasses on, and see them as, oh, they were much more, or they were better than what they actually were at the time, which is, that's a part of the whole remembering process, right? When you look back on relationships that maybe at the time really were not that wonderful at all, when you look back on them, we tend to view them with this very nostalgic, oh, it was so wonderful. But no, maybe, things really weren't that wonderful, and they do, actually belong in the past. But what you're definitely focused here on, this harmony, this happy home and family life. You're hoping for some type of celebration. Could have to do with, this new job. It could be a new job offer. But there, you definitely need to have balance in your life, and you need to release this negative thinking, walk away from it. And it does seem as though there is a transition. You're transitioning out of something into something that is going to be better for you. And it's interesting because I just noticed here that the 2 oracle cards that you had come out, one of them is actually balance, and it says balance, divine teachers. So definitely this message of balance and, this need for balance in your life is coming through. And also forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurt. So going back to the Six of Cups, it could be, maybe things were, out of balance or out of whack with regards to, an old relationship. Somebody from your past could have something to do with your children, could be your child's father or mother if you're now separated, divorced. Something was out of balance in that relationship. And maybe you have been unable or unwilling to let go of, a particular way of thinking, or maybe you focus too much on, or think too much about the past, and you're sort of stuck in that looking back. It's time to stop looking back. It's time to put your foot, you see her foot's out on the path. It's time to move forward. It's time to, move towards the light, leave behind whatever that was, and allow for these new things to come in, right? We do have the Ace of Wands as the overall energy, new things trying to start out, this beautiful new beginning, new spark. Let me read you. Let me find these oracle cards. I like to read the full meaning for the oracle cards. We have card number 36, Balance, and this card says, you're in the delicate process of learning how to properly balance the flow of give and take in your personal relationships, and it's time to evaluate how you're doing. Are you giving too much, leaving you resentful and angry, or are you withholding when you could give more, leaving you feeling guilty and defensive? Your divine teachers can help you learn how to better align your relationships so that you neither give nor take too much as a means of controlling others. They counsel you to be honest about your motivations when dealing with others. You know in your heart of hearts what drives your interest in them. Do you give with a secret agenda of you owe me? Do you create dependency in and control over others with your kindness? Or do you withhold for fear that you might be taken advantage of, keeping people guessing about your motives and your intentions? Your divine teachers are on hand to help you answer these questions. They lovingly assure you that relationships are the most difficult of all spiritual classrooms, and the lessons of proper give and take are the most difficult of skills to learn. Have compassion for yourself as you seek balance with others. Ask your divine teachers to help you become more aware of how you give and receive in all relationships, not just the romantic kind. Their message to you is, there's no difference between giving and receiving love. Interesting. So again, this message coming through of balance, right? And the Six of Cups card can also, it can also be a card of, not just the past, but even past life connections, so there could be some type of past life connection with, with a person, that, you're needing to sort of release if that person in this life, if they did something to harm you, or if they did something, that was quite hurtful, that you, it brought about a great amount of emotional distress. It's time to let go, right? Release that, release them, if they did, sort of forgive them as well, which I think why this card of forgiveness could possibly be here. Let me read you the meaning for this forgiveness card. It says, let me find it. Forgiveness. Nope. Here we go. It says, forgiveness is the cornerstone of love. To be fully aligned with the power of love requires complete forgiveness of self and others. You may find this hard to accomplish because you're letting your ego be in the driver's seat. When you can't forgive, it is the ego holding on to past hurts and the feeling of not being in control. Forgiveness will remove old blockages and causes of emotional distress, allowing love energy to work through you. By forgiving, you are not excusing or condoning a particular behavior. Instead, you are willing to understand the lesson being presented. You are not necessarily obligated to reconcile. You can forgive and choose not to involve yourself with that person or situation again. The saying, forgive and forget, is a misnomer, for you should never forget a lesson. Bless the experience, but also remember what you learn from it. When you forgive, you open yourself up to the positive and loving experiences that the universe wants to bestow upon you. Now there is room for them in the space formerly taken up by babysitting those horrible and toxic feelings. So that's very interesting. There could definitely be, that maybe a situation, a relationship from the past. Maybe there is a need here for some type of healing, of forgiveness, of letting go. And by letting go, that will allow you to, to move forward, to transition out of whatever that was, to release this negative, this fear-based thinking, and to allow for these new things, because you do, the main thing is that you have this brand new, beginning waiting to happen here, but there's a need for balance. There's a need for forgiveness and to release these things from the past. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way, Capricorn. I thank you for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful April. Bye for now.